arrowhead. I don't think you heard me. I said arrowhead. I love my golden arrowhead. Mama, mama, mama. All GT Massive and crew, where are you? Where are you? If you're present, represent. If you're present, represent. Represent. Sing out. From Guyana, mash it up. To Canada, mash it up. From Ituni, mash it up. To Miami, mash it up. From Buxton, mash it up. To Brixton, mash it up. From Leghorn, mash it up. To London, mash it up. Hear them arrowhead. I love my golden arrowhead. If you feel it in your heart, then you get me doing your part. Arrowhead. I love my golden arrowhead. When I see the flag waving, it's a sight that's so amazing. And I can feel the rhythm blazing. And I can hear the beat. Arrowhead. I love my golden arrowhead.
Let's remain standing for the Universal Prayer and National Pledge. We'll start with the prayer, and you can follow along on your program. Where the mind is without fear and the head is held high, where knowledge is free, where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic walls, where words come out from the depth of truth, where tireless striving stretches its arm towards perfection, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary sand of dead habit, where the mind is led forward by thee into ever-widening thought and action, into that heaven of freedom. My Father, let my country awake. Let's assume a posture for the national pledge. I pledge myself.
I pledge myself to honor always the flag of God.
You may be seated.
Good morning, everyone. This program is officially called to order. I am Miss Renata Hines Thornhill, and accompanying me today is Sir Shama Braffett. Today, we will be your chairpersons for the program. It gives me great pleasure to acknowledge the presence of His Excellency Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali, President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, the Honorable Priya Manik Chan, Minister of Education, Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Education, Chief Education Officer of the Ministry of Education, other officials of the Ministry of Education, President of the PTA, parents, students, other special invitees, and members of the media.
As we continue, to bid you welcome, it is my honor to introduce a distinguished educator whose leadership and dedication have shaped lives of countless students across Guyana. Currently serving as the headmaster of St. George's School of Sciences, he brings with him a legacy of excellence, having also served as the headmaster of multiple secondary schools. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Kevin Williamson to bid us all welcome.
Following the established protocol, His Excellency Dr. Irfan Ali, Honorable Minister of Education, Priya Manichan, Permanent Secretary, Chief Education Officer, other officers in Central Ministry, education officers from the various departments, colleagues in education, parents, invitees, welcome. As we gather at this commissioning ceremony of this learning facility, I feel honored to be a part of the first of its kind institution here in Guyana, the School of Sciences. This initiative is the brainchild of our very own Minister of Education, Ms. Priya Manichan, and it speaks to one where students leave school with a purpose. One where when graduating, they can follow a path of science. Science is portrayed as a method of inquiry, a source of wisdom, and a catalyst for innovation. As highlighted by numerous quotes, science is fundamental to understanding the world around us, our health, and driving technological advancement. Today, as we celebrate this new chapter, a school in which the main focus, is to make us and our environment better, preparing the next generation to take up the mantle, it is my honor to bid you welcome. As our motto states, El futuro es tuyo. The future is in your hands. Feel welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Williamson. Like Mr. Williamson just said, our school's motto, El futuro es tuyo, means the future is yours or the future is in your hands. It demonstrates a commitment to cultural and linguistic inclusivity. As such, we are now inviting two talented students who will delight us with a short poem in both English and Spanish. It's always a joy to see young voices taking the stage and sharing their creativity with us. Please welcome Carlicia Williams and Chrisley Gomes to the stage.
Good morning, everyone. Our poem is entitled At School by A. Rubio. Okay.
Había una vez un estudiante tan entusiasta que estaba emocionado por su nuevo ambiente escolar. Empacó sus maletas y se despidió de la vieja escuela, de las viejas mentiras. Abrazó lo desconocido, lo nuevo, lo fresco. Estaba listo para una nueva red de amigos, de clases, de experiencias. Estaba listo para nuevas defensas contra los desafíos que se avecinaban. Estaba listo para aprender, crecer, deshacerse de las viejas costumbres, los viejos hábitos, los viejos miedos. Estaba listo para nuevos comienzos, nuevas alegrías. Así que, no tengas miedo de abrazar nuevos comienzos, en la escuela o en la vida. Es algo emocionante. Te hay crecimiento, te hay esperanza, te hay nuevos amigos. Es una oportunidad para vivir, aprender, enmendar. Thank you very much.
There once was a student so keen who was excited for his new school scene. He packed up his bags, he said goodbye to the old school, to the old lies. He embraced the unknown, the new, the fresh. He was ready for a brand new mesh of friends, of classes, of experiences. He was ready for some new defenses against the challenges that lay ahead. He was ready to learn, to grow, to shed the old ways, the old habits, the old fears. He was ready for new beginnings, new cheers. So don't be afraid to embrace new beginnings at school or in life. It's an exciting thing. It brings growth, it brings hope, it brings new friends. It's a chance to live, to learn, to mend. Thank you.
Thank you, students. Thank you, students. The Honorable Priya Manichan serves as Guyana's Minister of Education, bringing a strong commitment to advancing the nation's educational system. A seasoned attorney and former Minister of Human Services and Social Security, she has been instrumental in implementing policies to improve literacy, teacher training, and access to quality education across Guyana. Under her leadership, the ministry has prioritized modernizing curricula, expanding school infrastructure, and integrating technology to prepare students for the rapidly evolving world. Let's give an astounding round of applause for the Honorable Priya Manichan, Minister of Education.
Thank you very much. Excellency President Irfan Ali, we couldn't be happier to have you come and see what your drive, what your vision for this country, what your request of us in the Ministry of Education has produced. A small little thing, small part of your day that will make huge impacts in generations to come in several households for many of the children that you're meeting today. So we thank you for being here with us, and to everyone else, welcome. On July 20th, 2022, I was actually at another school meeting with teachers. I saw one of them here today. Her name is Jaya Ramlagan. She's here. I was actually with them when discussing something else, when we were told St. George's was on fire. And I came and I met Minister Ben, and we were standing out there, and it was really painful for several reasons. My mother was a teacher at this school when it was St. George's Primary. And so I have fond memories of coming here, pulling up there with my dad. We didn't have phones and so on at the time. So you started to come in and run up the steps and go find her in a noisy primary school. And to see that go up in flames was hard because we had already been severely short. So when we came into office in August of 2020, Georgetown, the center of our country, the capital city, did not have space to place 800 children from NGSA into a secondary school, Georgetown. Not a bush, not a jungle, not the forest, Georgetown. Didn't have space to place 800 children in secondary school. So to see one go up in fire was heartbreaking. Oh my gosh, we're gonna be in a bigger deficit. At that time, it was holding 420 children. Subsequently, the Christchurch Secondary would be burnt by arson, and North Rheinveld would be burnt also. At that time, St. Rose's High was broken down somewhere around 2017 and never rebuilt. It was just a big gaping hole with an ugly zinc around it. And it was hard. If you remember 2021, my good friend Annette Ferguson, and I like Annette, kept going to East Rumveld, where there was an army tent where we were hosting children. And if you know anything about the army, and I know a little bit, I'm married to an army man, tents are meant to keep everything in from going out and to keep everything out from coming in. So it was boiling hot. But it was the only thing we could do to allow us to give these children an education in the center of Guyana, the capital city. And I'm telling you this because I want you to understand the journey in 5 years under an Irfan Ali presidency. We came in, and I brought the picture to him. And I said, this is where we are. We hadn't begun as yet to look at what was happening in regions 1, 7, 8, 9, where the dream of a secondary education was a dream for generations ago and continued to be a dream for children your age. We're changing that out, and I'll tell you how just now. And so between then and now, we have built back the St. George's Secondary School. It's now the St. George's School of Sciences, where science is a lifestyle that will unite us, as the children will tell you. We've built back Christchurch Secondary. We have built back North Rheinveld Secondary. We are building back St. Mary's, which is going to become Brickdam Secondary, ready to open in about 2 weeks. We have extended Queen's College, Bishops, Saints, Roses, Joseph's, East Rumvelt, St. Winifred's, Camberville Secondary, Tuckville Secondary, building back Houston Secondary. That's only in Georgetown. Every single secondary school has been rehabilitated, fixed, painted back, and other works done. Why are we doing that? And this is in the face of people saying, without hesitation or without any effort at determining truth, that this school went up in flames so that we could put a hotel here, to give our family and friends a hotel. And St. George's was born because it was a prime location. We could build a hotel there and earn from it. And I want you to see how those kinds of sentiments, while they sound very sexy, very sensational, something you want to believe, how you cannot latch on to anything unless it comes from an official source, such as the Ministry of Education, such as the government of Guyana. Don't listen to people. People got freedom to talk, and we'd fight for that freedom. But in that, they talk a lot of stupidness. So we intended consciously, not accidentally, that every single child will be placed in a secondary school, and once placed in that secondary school, will receive a high-quality education through the provision of trained teachers, resources such as textbooks and laboratories, and specialized TVET centers. And that's what we set about doing. So when we were building this school, by then, we had gotten enough spaces, and Ms. Carrier from Exams Division, who was pulling her hair out 2 years ago about what to do with these children, no longer needs a full school at St. George's. We could actually specialize this school. And so we said it's going to be the St. George's School of Sciences. And I'm happy to tell you that the children who were placed here last year had to have achieved at least 70% in mathematics, and 60% in English, and 60% in science. That's last year. This year, because all our investments have produced much better results at the NGSA, the children who are coming here had to have achieved 85% in mathematics, 70% in English, and 70% in science. We have some of our brightest children right here at St. George's. And that's not by accident. The dream is that wherever we are teaching secondary education, in any of the 40, hear that number, 40 secondary schools we are currently building in one Irfan Ali presidency, one term, in any of those 40 schools, you must get the same education you could get in the traditionally top schools. So top schools, look out. They're coming after you. And that's the competition I want to see. The same textbooks we give to Miss Chandrina welcomely at Bishops, we give to the children at St. George's. We give to the children at Moranau. We give to the children at Charity. We give to the children at Skeldon. The same lab equipment, the same home ec equipment, the same TD equipment that we give across the country, we give to every single school. And we don't train teachers in America. Well, they have their own problems, so I wouldn't use them. We don't train teachers in Finland and bring them and put them at Queen's. All the teachers are trained at the Cyril Potter College of Education to get the education, to teach and deliver the education that we need. And we're not going to be able to replicate. QC is 185 years old. This school is 2 years old. So it's not about a number of years, because with a number of years come tradition and alumni and some of those things that we can't give you right now. But what we can give you is every single service that school has, and to every school. We can give clubs, we can give the subjects, we can give the trained teachers, we can give the facilities, and that is what we have been doing. And so, Mr. President, after 1 year in this school, I had a chat with the children this morning. I said, tell me the thing you dislike the most about St. George's. And you'd be surprised to hear what it was. Our uniform is too plain. So we can change that, because it's a school we're building out. But it wasn't, we don't get taught. It wasn't, when we go to do home ec, we don't have equipment. It wasn't, Miss, sir don't teach, but then he's won't give we a test. It wasn't that. Imagine the thing they hate the most is their uniform. That's the schools. Those are the schools we're trying to build out. The average the children in this school, after 1 year, 65% of them got 70% or more. And I'm sure some of your top schools aren't boasting that number in first form. And as I say to you, children, we're not measuring you only by academic success. In first form, I don't want to tell you this, but I don't much care what you get, because you're learning each other, you're learning a new system. We want you to integrate into the school, and so by fourth form, you're ready to take on education. And we took a sample, well, not a sample. I was tagged in a post. I haven't been given permission, and I'm only supposed to make brief remarks, so the president is the featured speaker, but I will do this. I was tagged, and I haven't been given permission, but it's a public post, and it was a public tag. And this is what a parent said. Her name is Nikisha Sinclair. For everyone messaging me about St. George's School of Sciences, let me say this one time. Stop listening to people calling it a low school, especially those who don't even have children there. Most of them don't know what they're talking about and are just repeating noise. This is a brand new institution, not the old St. George's Secondary that was destroyed by fire. That school is gone. This is a state-of-the-art STEM school, built from the ground up with a totally different structure and vision. Right now, the school only houses Form 1 students, and that's because it's designed to grow with each cohort. When this first group moves to Form 2, the next set of Form 1 students will enter. It's called building a foundation. Here's what I've personally observed as a parent. 1, the school is STEM focused and hands-on. My son is doing SBAs. So it wouldn't be SBAs that we know. She means competency-based work in Form 1. There are clubs for science, chess, digital literacy, football, and even a Rotary club. 2, all their work is tracked digitally. I can monitor his assignments, tests, and grades even while living overseas. Tests are done online and in exercise books. 3, the teachers are exceptional, attentive, firm, and invested in their students' progress. And you know me, I don't play when it comes to who's teaching my child. Security is tight. Even as his mother, I needed a pass to see him. That says a lot. Academic accountability is real. If a student is constantly failing, despite support, they will recommend a transfer not as a punishment, but because the science-focused curriculum may not be the right fit. That's honesty and good administration. So for all the talk out there, this is not a makeshift school. It's organized, disciplined, and forward-thinking. And for once, I'll say it proudly, Priya Manik-Chan, and by that she means the government of Guyana, got this one right. Stop letting uninformed people shape your opinions. Look at the facts. Never met her, don't know her, a parent. But we've been working here very closely with the parents and children and teachers of this school. And that word, accountability, has been what we've been looking for from the head teacher and teachers. Mr. President, after a year in the school, we've taken a record of what children want to do. 25 of them want to be medical doctors. 5 of them want to be registered nurses. 4 want to be neurosurgeons. 5 want to be engineers. 3 want to be a cardiologist. 4 want to be a pediatrician. 3 want to be a pharmacist. 4 want to be a surgeon. 2 want to be vets. 1 wants to do blood forensics. 1 wants to be a forensic detective. 2 want to be midwives. 1 wants to be a teacher. 1 wants to be an athlete. 1 wants to be an app developer. And 1 is coming after your job. He wants to be the president. And that, my friends, that for us is the dream. That every child could get an education, that could sit in a classroom, $253 million building, sit in a classroom and get a solid, high-quality education that makes them prepared for post-secondary learning or training to take over this beautiful country we call Guyana. I thank you. God bless you. Thank you, Mr. President, for the vision, for the support, for the investment in education in this country.
Thank you to the Honorable Minister for your inspiring speech and for re-emphasizing the importance of education. Now, let's pause and reflect on the beauty that surrounds us, our homeland, rich in culture and heritage. We now listen to a musical tribute that celebrates the heart and soul of our nation. Please welcome our school's choir as they perform "Oh Beautiful Guyana."
sunsets glow. I love thee. Oh, I love thee. Oh, beautiful Guyana, oh, my lovely native land, more dear to me than all the world. Thy sea wash sunken strand, or down upon the pools, looking out upon the deep. The The great Atlantic flowed into a fury. O'er a sea at noon, or better in the crimson sunset's glow. I love thee. Oh, I love thee. Oh, I love thee.
Team Guyana.
Let's give them another round of applause. That was beautiful. Now, it is my privilege to introduce a distinguished speaker. His Excellency, Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali, is the President of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana, serving since August 2020. A development economist and former Minister of Housing and Water, President Ali has focused on driving economic growth, sustainable development, and fostering a cohesive environment, promoting One Guyana. His administration has overseen transformative initiatives in education, healthcare, and infrastructure, leveraging the country's emerging oil and gas sector to benefit all Guyanese. A strong advocate for regional integration and climate resilience, President Ali continues to position Guyana as a leader in the Caribbean and on the global stage. Please stand with us as we welcome His Excellency, Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali.
Thank you very much. Please have your seats. Members of Cabinet, members of the education family, whether you're from the ministry, you're a teacher, or you're a student, you're all part of the education family. I want to start by maybe referring back to the situation with your uniform. You see, in life, some things always seem monotonous and boring. But in life, we have to look at those things that seem boring and monotonous a bit closer. Because most times, those are the things that carry deeper meaning and connection. You're all in sciences. I heard the minister read out the many different fields that you want to pursue. So if you look at the positive aspect of your uniform and what it is trying to teach you, many of you who want to be doctor might be finding yourselves in one type of uniform for the rest of your life. Those of you who want to be a military officer will find yourself in one type of uniform for the rest of your life. Those of you who want to be nurses would find yourself in one uniform for the rest of your life. So this by itself is a test of resilience. It's a test of resilience and a very important aspect of your life. I come from a family of educators, and I have heard this debate non-stop at different forums. But I want you to think carefully about traditions that are steep, because they're not things to be taken lightly. So, yes, we all like excitement. Look at my socks. We all like a bit more color. But many times, those things that are harder to digest requires deeper thinking and a deeper thought process. So I wanted to let you know that even your uniform here is a test of your resilience and the discipline that is required in the field that you will all pursue. Not to say that colorful and exciting thing diminishes that test and that discipline, but as I positioned to you earlier, the fields that you want to pursue will require you staying in a uniform for maybe the rest of your life. So I had to make that comment because I want you to know that in life, it's always easy to dwell on negative energy, but it's far more beneficial and benefit to dwell on positive energy and the positive aspect of what you're embracing. I'm very pleased to be at this School of Excellence today. I'm delighted to be here to address you. The future of Guyana, the future of Guyana's education is here. This morning, we are not merely dedicating the school, we are unlocking a new vision of education in Guyana. But before I outline this new approach, this new vision, let me take you to a darker day, not very long ago. On July the 20th, 2022, St. George's High School was engulfed by fire. In mere hours, more than a century of heritage and memories were reduced to ashes. The tragedy shook not only students and teachers, but all who knew the historic significance of this institution. The fire did not just destroy a building, it triggered an eruption of suspicion, of speculation. All manner of innuendos and aspersions were cast. Some suggested that the government would never rebuild the school. Others went further. They claimed the land would be sold off to private individuals for commercial purposes. That is the end of St. George's, they said. Mark my words, they will never bring it back. Those were some of the public sentiments. Well, ladies and gentlemen, mark these words today. We have proved the cynics wrong yet again. Not only have we rebuilt St. George's, we have rebuilt it larger, sturdier, and smarter. We have not simply reconstructed what was lost, we have reimagined it. We have given it a new mission, a new identity, and a new mandate. From the ashes has risen the St. George's School of Sciences, Guyana's first secondary institution dedicated to scientific education. This is no ordinary school. This is a school of excellence, created for those with a hunger to learn and a commitment to achieve. Admission to this institution is not automatic, it is earned. Students must demonstrate strong competence in English, mathematics, and science, with marks that reflect discipline and potential. This school will not be a haven for idlers. This will be a sanctuary for the diligent, the curious, and the committed. And so, let us take a moment to look at the features that make this institution a torchbearer for the world-class education system we are building across Guyana. Smart classrooms equipped with interactive boards, multimedia technology, and digital tools that support 21st century learning. State-of-the-art science and IT labs where students can conduct experiments, build simulations, and develop a strong command for digital fluency. Device-based learning. Every student will receive a laptop, a powerful tool of research, learning, and creativity. A daily breakfast program, ensuring that no student starts their day hungry, because we understand that a nourished mind starts with a nourished body. But it does not stop here. There is the holistic curriculum, a deliberate departure from the narrow confines of rote learning. This school will offer extended learning opportunities through tutorials and requiring participation in music, sports, foreign language, TVET, and community service. We want to produce scientists with soul, technicians with talent, and leaders with compassion. So, to my aspiring friend, that is what we want to do also. Produce leaders with compassion. And let me emphasize, standards will be enforced. Students will be monitored for punctuality, attendance, and completion of assignments. Parents will be promptly notified of infractions. This school is not just about nurturing intelligence, it is about cultivating responsibility, which is a huge difference. Now some may ask, why a school of sciences? Why not rebuild what we had before? The answer is simple. Because the world is changing and Guyana must change with it. We need a school of sciences for at least 4 powerful reasons. 1, STEM education. Science, technology, engineering, and mathematics is crucial in today's world because we live in a rapidly changing, technology-driven global economy. From climate change to artificial intelligence, from health to renewable energy, the challenges and opportunities of the 21st century demand problem solvers who can think critically, analyze data, and innovate with purpose. In developing countries like Guyana, it is especially important as it empowers young people to participate meaningfully in national development, close the digital divide, and compete on the global stage. Guyana's transformation requires a new generation of scientific minds. We are at a stage of a technological revolution in Guyana. Whether it's oil and gas, climate resilience, biotechnology, AI, or health services, the future belongs to those who master science. You'd have heard me say on many occasions, we're going to build a biopharma industry in Guyana. The value creation from oil and gas in manufacturing, agro-processing, industrial development, pharmaceuticals, the Biodiversity Center, the science of environment, the science of climate change. These are the areas we are preparing ourselves to lead in globally. And all of it requires a scientific approach. We need local talent to fill those roles. We need to train our children, not just to get jobs, but to lead industries. We are also building a national digital ecosystem, one that connects classrooms, hospitals, government services, agriculture, commerce, and industry through the power of information and communication technology. As we roll out this system, we need to prepare our citizens for a digital future. We cannot do so unless science and technology assumes greater importance within our education system. We need students to be equipped with the analytical skills, technical competencies, and creative mindset to thrive in a digitally connected and data-driven world. Without a strong grounding in science, we risk becoming consumers rather than creators in the digital age. And that is important. We have to set ourselves ahead of the competition by being contributors to the sciences and not only consumers of science. That is why we're speaking about using our energy potential and power now to attract global data centers so we can do data mining and be a major player in this market. Highly skilled, highly paid jobs for the future. Thirdly, we need a school of science as a model of specialized education to reflect the evolving needs of a modern, diversified society. With traditional academics, schools provide a strong foundation. Specialized institutions like the St. George's School of Sciences allows us to cultivate deep expertise in critical areas such as medicine, biotechnology, and environmental science from an early age. Such schools nurture talent through targeted curricula, advanced facilities, and tailored teaching strategies, producing graduates who are not only academically accomplished, but also workforce ready and innovation driven. A school of science demonstrates how education can be structured to meet national priorities, inspire excellence, and prepare students for leadership in fields essential to Guyana's transformation. Fourthly, science education is a gateway to equality. The scientific method teaches critical thinking, logic, and evidence-based decision-making. It empowers young people, especially those from marginalized communities, to challenge assumptions, solve real-world problems, and create innovative solutions. But we must go further. Specialized education is an idea whose time is long overdue in Guyana. Specialized secondary education represents a new model of education in Guyana. Our traditional schools, with their academic rigor and cultural legacy, will always remain pillars of our education system. But now, we need to complement them with schools that specialize, schools that focus on the arts and creative industries, agriculture science, engineering and robotics, maritime studies and aviation technologies. And of course, soon we'll launch the Guyana Digital School that will be for all of the Caribbean. And that is going to be another game changer in our education system. In short, we must diversify education the same way we are diversifying our economy. Not every student thrives in the same environment or pursue the same path. A modern education system must embrace differentiation and specialization, allowing every child to excel in a field that aligns with their interests and aptitude. And let us not forget the impact this will have on labor market alignment, employability, and entrepreneurship. Specialized schools produce not just scholars, but persons with hands-on skills, including innovators, technicians, and job creators. As we celebrate this new beginning, I would like to offer deepest thanks to all those who have worked tirelessly to bring this project to fruition. To the engineers, architects, and construction workers who turned blueprints into bricks. To the officials of the Ministry of Education who ensured that this project was completed. To the educators and curriculum developers who will be responsible for instilling a culture of excellence within the school. To the parents and students who place their faith in this institution. This is what we are building when we say world-class education. We are building a standard that is higher than our competitors. We are creating an environment for learning and development that is better than our competitors. We are creating an ecosystem to support our children's future that would allow them to compete with our competitors. And that is what our investment will bring. So, today also, I want to thank the Minister of Education and our entire team at the Ministry of Education for their leadership in ensuring that this important project was brought to a completion here today. We did not just defend the school from naysayers. You helped to redefine it. You did not just rebuild what was lost. You reimagined what could be gained. To all of Guyana, I wish to say that once a school reduced to ashes is now a symbol of resilience and reinvention. Let the St. George's School of Sciences stand tall and vindicate the confidence which we have placed in its role as a torchbearer of the type of education system we are rolling out across Guyana. To the students entering these halls, walk with purpose, learn with passion, lead with integrity. The future is calling, and St. George's is answering. Thank you, and may God bless this school and the people of the Cooperative Republic of Guyana. Forward together for a better Guyana. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. The school, St. George's School of Sciences, would like to extend our appreciation for your steadfast leadership and your commitment to ensuring every child receives quality education. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. And if we do not take anything away from his speech, I want us to remember two things. That our government is working towards diversifying education for a diversified economy. And despite there may be negative comments or negativity, to focus on the positive and keep rising. As we bring today's program to a close, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to everyone who made this event a success. To our President and Minister, thank you for your inspiring presence and steadfast leadership and transformative investments in Guyana's education system. To our teachers and organizers, your dedication behind the scenes made today's presentation seamless. To our talented students, your performances were not only enjoyable, but a true testament to your hard work and creativity. To our special guests, parents, and community members, thank you for taking the time to be with us today. Your support is commended. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are now at the most pivotal moment of today's program, the cutting of the ribbon and the unveiling of the plaque. I kindly invite the distinguished individuals who will lead this historic occasion to assemble at the designated point. Let's give them a warm round of applause as they proceed to the mark.
you.